Hi there, I'm Kimberly and we are back for another Q&A Thursday. Thanks for joining us. I'm glad to be here with you. I hope that you're having a good day. You get to ask away and hopefully I've got an answer for your Q. Remember, this is your safe place, and if you've listened to our Q&A Thursdays before, you've heard me say that if I don't know the answer, I promise I won't pretend that I do. I will do my best to help get a good answer for you, one that gets you results and joy and peace and fun in your home. Today we are going to talk about how to get your kids to listen the first time that you ask them to do something. So our question comes from Rachel, and she asks, is there a magic solution for getting our kids to listen the first time? So Rachel, first I want to ask you, have you been able to watch this past Tuesday's At Home with the Kids episode? In that episode of At Home with the Kids, you will see what not to do to get your kids to listen the first time. What I used to do, my default reaction, and it did not get my kids following my directions right away. And then you'll see what you can do to help you get your kids to listen the first time that you ask. So check out the At Home with the Kids episode this past Tuesday, and let me know in the comments below this video if it helps you get your kids to listen the first time. So because a lot was covered in that At Home with the Kids episode, I'm not going to repeat that here, but I will say this one thing. If you are having difficulty getting your kids to listen the first time that you ask, stop what you're doing, say their name, look them right in the eyes. Depending on their age, I'll get down to their level so that I can look them in the eyes, smile, and then give them one direction at a time. Just one direction. Then say that with honor, with edification, and with full belief that they will follow those directions right away. Then, if they're younger, check back in like 2 to 3 minutes to make sure that they are following through, that they're focusing and getting the job done, if you know that they have the tendency to get easily distracted. Okay? So I hope that helps. Stop what you're doing, look them right in the eyes, say their name, smile, and give them just one direction at a time. Okay. Another thing that you can do to help get your kids to listen the first time that you ask is to give them a Speak Life badge. So Speak Life badges, we've got like 7 different stickers awards that will help your kids to listen the first time. So one is, in I Am Smart, I follow directions, I use time wisely, I stayed faithful to the task. Let's see, I Am Special includes I obey right away, I am diligent, I am faithful, and I am a helper. You can use all of those, plus I am priceless uses I obey with joy. But here's what I encourage you to do with your Speak Life badge. Don't wait until they are not listening the first time that you ask. It's what we call pre-gaming them. So give them a Speak Life badge before they are not listening. You are ready to give them a direction. Say it's first thing in the morning and you know that they have this tendency to not listen the first time that you ask. You're going to say it's Sally. Sally, I am so excited about this day that we have together. We've got lots of fun things in store. And when I ask you to do something, I believe in you to follow my directions the first time that I ask. Won't that help us have the most fun? So when I ask you to go brush your teeth, go get dressed for the day, do your morning chores, how are you going to do them? You're going to do them right away. When I ask you to get out your school books and let's go ahead and work on your math, are you going to do that right away the first time that I ask? That's how you're pre-gaming them. May I give you this sticker badge that says, I follow directions. I am so grateful for all those times that you follow directions the first time I ask. So what you're doing with pre-gaming is you're setting the standard. You're demonstrating to them, you're showing them how you expect them to behave before you get into the situation where they're not listening and you feel like you've said it 100 times already and why haven't they done it yet? That's the power of your Speak Life badge, pre-gaming them. So then once they, maybe they've worn their I follow directions sticker award all day and it's dinner time, and you say that they need to be reminded to put their dishes, to take their dirty dishes over to the sink. So you say, Sally, I appreciate it so much when you take your dirty dishes over to the kitchen. Thanks for following my directions the first time I ask. With a nice big smile, you've looked them in the eye, you've given that direction, and you've honored them with your words. Let me know if that helps. Try pre-gaming them with your Speak Life badge and speak that belief in them that they will listen and follow directions the first time that you ask. Okay? Our I Am Loved Kids Journal, they can keep their sticker award in the badge journal page. So you can write down together, they can put their sticker right here and they can write how they earned their badge, that I follow directions, or I listened the first time that mommy asked me to do something, or I was a helper when mommy asked me to do something. I came to her rescue, right? This is found in our I Am Loved Kids Journal, but you can also download it for free on our website. So go to speaklifebadges.com, go to blog, and then go to freebies, and it's there. You can just download it. So now, going back to Rachel's question, Rachel, you asked if there was a magic solution. Well, if you're looking for maybe a magic potion, something that you could bottle to get your kids to obey right away, I would say if you could bottle consistency, that would be your magic potion. And by consistency, I mean that you consistently expect them to listen and to follow directions the first time that you ask. You've stopped, you've looked them in the eyes, you've given them one direction, you believe in them to do it. Even if you feel like you've said the same thing 100 times, or you feel like they already know to do their morning chores. It's the same morning chores every morning. Why do I have to keep reminding them? I know it can be exhausting, but if you can be consistent and you expect it every time, I promise you that your consistency will pay off. They will, as they mature, as they grow, it will become a habit to follow your directions the first time that you ask. Keep being consistent. Another suggestion that I have for you to help get your kids to listen the first time that you ask is to get them to respond, once you've given them a direction, to respond by saying, yes, Mom, I'll be glad to, or yes, Dad, I'll be glad to. Or if you're down south in the States, in the southern states, you would maybe say, yes, ma'am, I'll be glad to. But when you get that response from them, you're doing a few things. First, you're getting a confirmation that they have heard what you are expecting from them, that they were really listening. Then you're also getting the confirmation that they know what is expected of them. What are you asking them to do? And then the other thing is, it's really hard to say, yes, Mom, I'll be glad to. With that bad, whiny, poochy attitude, right? Yes, Dad, I'll be glad to. It's really hard to do that. And if they happen to say, oh, Mom, why do I have to? You know, you've heard it before, right? Then you would respond by saying, would you like to try that again, this time with a good attitude? So make sure you get that response. Yes, Mom, I'll be glad to. Okay, give that one a try too. And let me know in the comments below how that helps. Another thing, I know that you have said this again and again to your kids in terms of teaching them to listen and to follow your directions the first time, but I'll just repeat it here, is that we want our kids to be safe. And if we need to ever say, oh, watch out, we need them to follow our directions the first time, right? What if there is a ball that's just about to come their way and hit them in the head, and we shout, watch out? We want them to listen to those directions. If we're riding our bikes down the sidewalk, someone's pulling their car out of their driveway, our kids don't see it, we want them to listen to that, watch out, right? So encourage your kids. This is why I ask you to follow my directions the first time. It's so that you can be safe. Then take it a step further. Take it to when they're older. When you grow up, relate it to the workplace or to a place of business. Maybe they're a business owner someday. And let's paint the picture for them, and let's say, and you can even, like if you have your place of work and you say, I'm sitting in a meeting and the boss is up there and he's telling us, hey, everybody, this is a new project I want us to work on. And here's what I envision our project looking like. And he paints the picture of what our project is, and he tells us some really specific details. Okay, we're going to do this and this and this, and let's have it done by this deadline. And here, you're going to do this, and you're going to do this and this. This is the story that you're telling them, right? So then they go back to their desk, and they sit down at their desk, and they get ready to work, and they say, wait a second, what did the boss tell me to do? What am I supposed to do on that project? And they didn't listen. How are they going to feel when they have to go back to their boss and say, sorry, I actually wasn't really listening when you were mentioning this part of the project, my part that I'm responsible for? How are they going to feel when they have to do that? Will their boss find them to be trustworthy? Will their boss find them to be faithful? And if they can learn now in the little things that they're doing, in following mommy and daddy's directions, or grandma's directions, or their teacher's directions the first time that they are asked, then they will be found faithful or trusted with more when they grow up. And if you can think of a time, maybe you were growing up, when you were growing up, or when you were in the workplace and you didn't listen the first time that you were given directions, what were the consequences or the outcome of that? What did you have to do to go make it right? To say, I'm sorry, I wasn't listening when you told me to do that. Would you be willing to tell me it again, right? And then you can share that story. You can be real with them and say, hey, I've had to learn to listen too the first time. I'm given directions so that we can be successful. That's my suggestions for how you can help your kids to listen the first time. So, most important, stop what you're doing, look them in the eyes, say their name, smile, and give them one direction at a time with full belief that they're going to follow through. Get a yes, Mom, I'll be glad to. A yes, Dad, I'll be glad to. You can give them a Speak Life badge before you need to give them direction, speaking life into them that they will follow those directions the first time that you ask. They will listen, and be consistent. Just keep expecting it. I would love to hear from you. I would love for you to share in the comments below how this helped you. What's one takeaway or one thing that you're going to do for the rest of the week that will help your kids to listen the first time that you ask? And I hope that you'll be back next week for our Q&A Thursday. We're going to be talking about how to stop our kids from arguing so much. Won't that be great? How to get your kids to stop arguing. Also, if you have missed any of our other Q&A Thursdays, we love for you to enjoy listening to them. Maybe you turn them on while you're washing some dishes, or you've made yourself a nice cup of tea and you're going to sit down and relax. You can listen in. You will find them on speaklifebadges.com under blogs, and then the Q&A Thursday. So there you can also find the At Home with the Kids episodes there too. We would love for you to listen in and then to share in the comments below how it helps. Also, if you're thinking of a friend who could really use some help with getting her kids to listen the first time but she asked, I'd love for you to share this episode with them as well. We are in this parenting, this amazing parenting journey together. So let's help each other out, right? If you have any questions, I would love to help. You are welcome to email me your questions at Kimberly@speaklifebadges.com. I hope that you have a fantastic rest of the day. You matter to me, and I am here to help. Take care.